Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of rare coins and numismatics, a story that surrounds a small and ordinary-looking copper-plated zinc coin, but one that has taken the spotlight in recent years for its extraordinary rarity and mind-blowing value. We are talking about the 2013 D1 cent coin. A coin minted at the Denver Mint, a coin that should in theory be worth just a single penny in everyday transactions, yet due to the incredible errors and mistakes that occurred during its production and the very few examples known to exist, it has become one of the most talked about treasures in modern American coinage, with some specimens reaching an astonishing valuation of $8 million, and in this long detailed discussion we will explore exactly what makes this coin so unique, why collectors around the world are willing to pay such enormous sums for it, and what kinds of minting errors, striking mistakes, and variations have been documented or speculated on that contribute to this mind-blowing price tag. So buckle up as we take a journey into the microscopic details of coin production, the mysteries of the U.S. Mint's quality control processes, and the sheer excitement of discovering that a coin you thought was worthless pocket change could in fact be worth life-changing money. And to understand the true value of the 2013 D cent, we first have to look at the broader context of how modern pennies are made, because ever since 1982 the U.S. Mint has been producing cents with a copper-plated zinc composition, which means that the core of the coin is actually zinc, with only a very thin plating of copper to give it that classic reddish-brown appearance, but this plating process can often result in errors if not done perfectly, leading to famous mistakes like plating blisters, peeling copper, or even exposed zinc that tarnishes differently from the rest of the surface. And in 2013 at the Denver Mint a number of experimental runs, die fatigue issues, and production line mishaps are believed to have produced a batch of coins that carry multiple rare anomalies, from double die obverse where Lincoln's features appear doubled, to misaligned dies that cause off-center strikes, to die clashes where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a coin blank in between, leaving ghostly images of Lincoln's portrait on the shield reverse, to broad strikes where the retaining collar fails and the coin spreads out larger than normal, and even transitional or experimental planchets that were never intended to be struck with the 2013 design but somehow slipped through. And what makes the 2013 D cent so particularly interesting is that Denver Mint issues are usually considered common, with billions produced, yet out of these billions, only a tiny handful seem to display the kinds of dramatic errors and variations that are so beloved by advanced collectors. And when a coin like this surfaces it becomes a sensation, because while most error coins might fetch a few hundred or a few $1,000s depending on rarity and condition, a coin like the 2013 D1 cent with multiple overlapping errors, combined with the mystery of how it escaped the Mint's rigorous inspection process, and with the perfect storm of scarcity and demand, can skyrocket in value until it enters the realm of multi-million-dollar collectibles. And indeed, one particular specimen, verified by top grading services like PCGS and NGC, has been appraised at around $8 million due to its unique combination of features, including a dramatic double die obverse where Lincoln's eye, nose, and lips are clearly doubled under magnification, combined with a reverse strike-through where a piece of mint debris or grease clogged part of the die, leaving certain areas of the shield missing in crisp detail, along with a slightly off-center strike of about 10%, and unusual toning patterns caused by copper plating irregularities, creating a truly one-of-a-kind masterpiece of error coinage. And to think that such a coin could have easily been spent in a store, passed through countless hands without notice, or even rolled up into a standard bank-wrapped roll is what excites treasure hunters. Because the possibility that an ordinary person could stumble upon an $8 million penny in their change is part of the magic that keeps people searching. And now let us go deeper into the kinds of errors that could be found on a 2013 D cent that might push its value into the stratosphere, starting with die errors, as these are some of the most collectible. A double die, for example, occurs not because of double striking but during the die creation process itself, when the hub imprints the design onto the die more than once but slightly out of alignment, leading to dramatic doubling in features like the date, the lettering, "In God We Trust," Liberty, or Lincoln's facial features. And collectors love these because they are part of the die itself and therefore repeatable across multiple coins, though in cases like the 2013 D, extremely few examples have been reported, making them even rarer. Then there are striking errors, which happen during the actual striking of the coin blank, including off-center strikes where the blank is not properly seated, resulting in a portion of the design missing and a crescent of blank metal visible, and broad strikes where the collar fails and the coin flattens out wider than normal, both of which make coins stand out dramatically and can increase their value. Then there are planchet errors, which are especially important for copper-plated zinc cents, because if the planchet was improperly prepared, the plating might blister, crack, or peel, creating dramatic visual anomalies that advanced collectors recognize immediately, sometimes even resulting in missing copper that reveals the grayish zinc underneath. And in rare cases, transitional planchets from earlier or experimental compositions may have been struck by accident, meaning that a 2013 D cent could in theory exist in solid copper or even another alloy, and if confirmed such a piece could fetch tens of millions given the precedent of the 1943 copper cent or the 1974 aluminum cent. And the Denver Mint has had its share of production oddities over the decades, so the possibility always lingers, and when we consider the enormous value assigned to this $8 million example, it is clear that its allure lies not just in one type of error but in the stacking of multiple errors that create a coin unlike any other, essentially making it unique, and uniqueness is the holy grail in coin collecting, because while a rare error may be scarce, a unique error is irreplaceable, and when two wealthy collectors compete to own it, the price can escalate to unbelievable levels, and beyond the technical side of errors we must also consider the human side, the fascination that ordinary people have with coins, the way they tell stories about history, about economics, about craftsmanship, and how even in the modern era of machine precision and strict quality control, mistakes still happen, and those mistakes become the treasures we cherish, and this is why millions of hobbyists check their pocket change daily, hunt through boxes of pennies from the bank, use magnifying glasses to inspect dates and mint marks, hoping to discover that rare variety or dramatic error that will transform their life. And the story of the 2013 D cent worth $8 million is one of inspiration as much as it is about rarity, because it proves that no matter how small or ordinary something may seem, hidden value can exist, waiting for the careful eye to find it. And if we examine the possible scenarios that led to its existence, we can speculate that perhaps a misaligned hubbing process created the double die, a clogged die from grease produced the strike-through, a planchet preparation issue caused the unusual copper plating texture and toning, and a slightly off-centered striking finished the recipe, all combining on a single coin, which then somehow slipped through undetected, was released into circulation, and later discovered by someone fortunate enough to recognize its significance. And once submitted to a grading service and encapsulated, its true rarity became evident, sparking a bidding war among advanced collectors and investors. And the lesson here is that while billions of 2013 D cents are out there, it only takes one with the right mix of anomalies to be worth a fortune, and this is why knowledge, patience, and persistence are the collector's best tools, because by studying the known varieties, learning how to spot doubling, strike-throughs, off-centers, and plating issues, anyone can increase their odds of finding something valuable, and in a world where the ordinary is overlooked, coins remind us that the extraordinary is often hiding in plain sight. So as we wrap up this exploration of the 2013 D 1 cent worth $8 million, we see clearly that it is not just a piece of metal, it is a symbol of chance, rarity, human error, and the excitement of discovery, a tiny artifact that bridges the gap between the minting floor of the Denver Mint and the dreams of collectors worldwide, and it leaves us with the question that keeps us all engaged: could there be another one out there waiting to be found? Could the next roll of pennies you open contain a coin that could change your life forever? And that possibility is what makes this hobby endlessly fascinating. So keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a penny.